Wait. Hi. Didn't see you there. Okay, that was cringe. Okay, hey guys. Sorry the lighting is so weird. I'm trying to make it look spooky, you know? Today is very, very exciting because I am doing my first ever thriller reading vlog. I've never read thrillers before, so this is the first time, and I have a few to choose from. This week is going to be dedicated to thrillers because Halloween is coming up. It is the perfect time to read spooky books because Halloween. So very creative, I know. I came up with it myself. Anyways, I have a few books here that I'm going to be choosing from for this reading vlog. Okay, so in this pile of books I have here, the first book I was considering reading is Verity by Colleen Hoover because obviously this is a thriller type-ish spooky book. I decided to not read this book because I'm going to be doing a separate reading vlog eventually of me reading Colleen Hoover books for the first time because I've never read a Colleen Hoover book. I'm very new to this, as you can tell. I basically haven't read anything. So the next book I have here to be read is Silent Patient by Alex I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. This book was top rated on Goodreads for a while, I think. I've heard so many great things about this. This is actually the first book I'm going to read because I'm very intrigued by this and I'm scared of it but also intrigued. And I don't know exactly what I'm reading after The Silent Patient, but I'll show you guys the next books I have to grab from. I have The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I've heard so many great things about this book as well. It's basically about like a maid. Do I need to tell what these books are about? Should I tell you what these books are about, or should I just, don't we all know? The next book I have is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Yeah, the author of The Silent Patient actually had something to say about this book. He said a master storyteller, so I'm excited to read this and see what this is about, and I've heard good things about this. I've also heard bad things about this, so we'll see how it goes. And the last book I have to choose from is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. I keep saying this, I've never read a thriller before, so I don't really know what to expect. I do love me some true crime and anything that has to do with crime. I was gonna say anything that has to do with murder, but that sounds really bad. I am really excited to read, if not all of these, at least some of these. I'm gonna get to as much as I can. Let's get on with the video and I hope you guys enjoy it. If I look really tired, it's because I am. I'm so tired. I have started the Silent Patient audiobook. I just finished chapter 1 and so far it's pretty graphic. So I would say, you know, if you don't like hearing about blood and stuff, maybe don't listen to this book or read this book. This story is about a woman named Alicia, and basically she shot her husband in the face and she hasn't spoken ever since. Basically, it seems like that, you know, she did have blood on her gown, but it seems like maybe they just assumed that she killed him instead of actually knowing. This is just chapter 1. I'm not sure if they end up finding more evidence or what, but as of right now, I'm kind of thinking, did she actually do it? Or did someone else do it? That's what I'm listening to right now. Hopefully, when it gets to the more plot twisty parts, I can read the physical copy. But since I'm working right now and I can't really read, obviously, I'm going to listen to the audiobook. So I'm at chapter 9 right now. A bit has happened. I don't want to spoil anything because obviously this is a spoiler-free reading vlog. So Yuri is one of like the people that work with our main character Theo at the psychotherapist place called The Grove. All I'm gonna say is that, and basically they went to go get drinks together after work, right? Just to be like friendly or whatever. Yuri is saying things now that are like really weird, and it's making me question him because that's just so weird. Like, I thought this book would be pretty boring because usually I like romance or like fantasy romance or whatever. I am still like thoroughly interested even though there's no romance, so that's a good thing because I was kind of worried that I would get a little bored, but so far so good. Hello, I am back home. It's like 8 o'clock or something. No, it's like 9 o'clock. I just picked up the physical copy of The Silent Patient that I've already had. So I listened to quite a bit of the audiobook today. It was a bit confusing because I think that there's like parts to this book. Like there's part 1 and a part 2 and maybe a part 3, part 4. I'm not really sure, but basically I'm gonna just try to figure out where exactly I was. Okay, I remember this part. 15, is it 19? So I'm on chapter 20 of The Silent Patient, and that's not even halfway. I thought it was. Okay. Without giving any spoilers out, this book is very interesting so far. At some point in the book that separates the part 1 and part 2, we actually get a look into Alicia's diary, and we basically get to learn more about like her past and her relationship with her husband before she killed him. I'm almost thinking that she did not kill her husband. If you've read it, you probably understand where I'm coming from. I'm really not sure if she did. That's kind of where my head is at right now. And not only are we learning more about Alicia's side of the story, we're also learning more about Theo and things that he's going through. And I do find it odd that he is so interested in Alicia's story, almost to the point where I'm kind of getting suspicious of our main character. That might just be me being like looking too much into it, and that's not really a spoiler. It's like we all know that he is doing her case or whatever, but it's just kind of weird to me now. Like something, I probably watch too much true crime, but that's kind of like, for me, it's like weird. You know what I mean? So anyway, I can't stay up too late tonight. I have to get up at like 6:30 tomorrow, so I'm not gonna stay up too late, but I am gonna just try to get maybe a little bit of this in. Hello, it is the next day. I forget what page specifically I got to last night. I listened to quite a bit of the audiobook once again, but I wanted to stop because now I'm officially over halfway of the book. So right now I'm on page 217, and I will say, it seems like things are starting to heat up, and I have my suspicions. So basically I'm gonna sit here and read as much of this as I can. 1989 is coming out. 1989 Taylor's version is coming out tonight, so I will be listening to that with my friends. Remnant releases. It comes out at 11 p.m. my time, and right now it is 8:45, and I cannot stay up super late, but I'll probably stay up super late anyway because of 1989's. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start reading this book. It's not what it looks like. You know. And when a character says that, it's not what it looks like, it's bad news. We're learning so much. How in the world does this end? How does it end? I am now on chapter 18, and things just got crazy. Someone tried to commit murder, basically. 295 pages in. I still don't know who's doing this stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just naive or what, but I have no idea. So I'm excited to figure out what the ending of this book is. Wait, page 304? Hold on. What? I'm on part 5 now of the book. This is insane. Ah! Oh my god. I'm shook. I just finished The Silent Patient, and the author does a really good job making you question like all the characters and really not knowing who did anything until the very end. Like, I wonder which book will be my favorite at the end of this reading vlog. This was a good start. I've never read like a mystery thriller book before, and it's gonna be, I was gonna say it's gonna be hard to top this, but I really have no idea what I'm gonna recommend this to everyone. I'm just so like, wow. The house is very loud right now. Okay, so I know like the setup's weird. I look like I have no eyebrows. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. The book that I chose next is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I went ahead and got a free trial with Audible, and while I was working this morning, I listened to like a lot of it. I'm on page 162 right now. That's like a little over halfway. This book is about a woman named Casey Fletcher. She was an actress, and she's trying to escape bad press, so she goes back to the lake house where her and her late husband used to go to, and that's actually where he died. So it's kind of bringing up a string of bad memories, and she's also got a problem with alcohol. So basically Casey is just chilling out by herself, and then she notices that some woman is drowning in the lake in front of her, and she's like, oh my gosh, I gotta go help this lady. So she runs out, and she realizes it's a woman named Catherine, and Catherine, I forget her last name, Catherine something, she knows who she is because Catherine was a supermodel, and they actually start to get along, and they talk a little bit and stuff, and they have coffee together, and suddenly Casey is kind of like just looking over across the lake with her little binoculars, and she notices a confrontation between Catherine and her husband, and now Catherine's missing. I want to say one thing. It is kind of weird. The main character just kind of sits there and spies on the neighbors. I don't want to spoil anything, but so far I feel like I might have an idea of what's going on. Obviously, Casey's suspecting Tom, which is the husband, right? So if I think that if it's actually Tom, I'm gonna be disappointed, because I feel like it already revealed it on the back, basically, because she's like, well, Casey suspects Tom of foul play. So I do hope it's not him, but it's all pointing towards him. I do have to drive somewhere today. I'm going to see Wicked tonight. That's weird. She's a Broadway actress, and I'm going to go see a musical tonight. I might just read in my car for a bit, but so far I've been listening to the audiobook, and it's pretty enjoyable. And can someone answer this question I have about Audible? What is the credit thing? So like, do you pay for Audible and then you can only listen to one book a month with your credit? Please tell me that's not what it is. I assume maybe they give you a credit and then you choose a book to listen to, and then when you're done with it, you say finish, then you can do another one? This book is interesting overall, though. Oh, I want to say one thing, okay? There's a character that's like, yeah, my wife died because she fell down the stairs and I came home and she was dead. That, I could not take that conversation seriously. Hopefully I can finish this soon, because I really want to get this video out by Halloween, but I don't think that's going to happen because I don't want to read just 2 books and then, you know what I mean? Anyway, okay, bye. This book is funny because there's no chapters listed at all. Like, obviously it has like the gap of like where the chapters are, but it doesn't have like chapter 1 and chapter 2, but it's all going back and forth through then and now. Something crazy just happened that I kind of wasn't expecting, really, so that's kind of surprising. But I'm sure there's some kind of reasoning, right? It's on page 214, so if you know, you know. I will say, though, like, I am enjoying this book, but definitely not as much as Silent Patient, but I'm not sure if that's because Silent Patient was my first thriller read, and this is my second one. So I wonder if my third one I'll be, like, burnt out. I don't know. I hope not, but we'll see. Hi. renovating the house today, so I'm listening to this book on Audible still. So right now, I don't know what I said earlier. First, I was like kind of getting disappointed because they were making it clear who the killer was, right? I was wrong. Is that a crazy plot twist? I will say it took a while to get there, so I do think this book is just a little bit too long. Got a bit left still, but I'm going to continue to listen to the audiobook as I work. But once we get towards like the end, like maybe in a couple of chapters, I'll read the physical book. As of right now, I like The Silent Patient more than this. So we'll see if it has another crazy plot twist. It is interesting so far. But how does she know that? And then how does he know? I don't know if I like this scenario that's going on, because to me it doesn't, I understand why they're doing it. I guess I was expecting something more realistic, but this is kind of like, it's odd. It's kind of odd, but maybe it'll change. The end. I'm trying to figure out words. First of all, I think this book is way too long. There's 349 pages, right? Which it's like, okay, I want to be nice, okay? I appreciate the hard work and effort that Riley Sager put into this book. But I'm gonna be honest here, there were points where I was shook, right? Where I was like, oh wow, like what, you know? But it's just not really what I like expected it to be, and I think it took a really long time to get to the actual like meat, you know, into this book. And it was nothing like this, okay? Like, this is 5-star. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Recommend it to everyone. This, there were a few plot twists that I didn't expect, but just the explanation of the plot twist didn't make sense to me. If you have a recommendation for a Riley Sager book and you've read this one and you can confidently say, this book is better than House Across the Lake, then please recommend it to me and I will give it a shot. But as of right now, I'm kind of turned off by this author. Like, it was interesting enough, but I just didn't find it realistic. I think I'm gonna choose one more thriller to read. So let's see what else I've got here. I've got 2. All my books just fell. I'm gonna choose between The Last Word by Taylor Adams and The Housemaid. Let me think about it, and obviously you'll see which one I pick in the next clip. It is the next day, and I decided to read The Housemaid next. And I've actually been listening to it on audiobook. I'm actually like pretty far into it. So far, I do enjoy it. It's a lot more interesting than The House Across the Lake. Like, it doesn't feel as slow. It feels like there's always something going on. And it's actually really cool because this isn't really a spoiler. At the beginning of the book, it says like chapter 1, and then it'll say Millie. So that's the maid's name is Millie. So then I was like, okay, well, if it says Millie, that means we might get a different perspective from other characters, and we do. Eventually you get to part 2 of the book, and you get the perspective of the wife. As you can tell from reading the back of the book, it seems like the wife is kind of crazy, and she kind of is. I read some Goodreads reviews. I didn't spoil myself though, but I read some Goodreads reviews, and people were saying that it was predictable. I don't think it's that predictable so far. So I have about 2 hours of the audiobook left, and let me just say, things are getting like a little bit crazy because I was like questioning, is this person crazy, or is this person crazy, or is this person crazy kind of thing, right? It's like creepy. I feel like if I was definitely reading this at night in the dark, I would be a little bit scared, honestly, because of the things that people say, the things that this person is saying to this person. It's just like kind of weird. There was a plot twist at the end and it literally gave me goosebumps. Like, I don't know if it's a big deal to everybody else, but it's at the very end where the cop shows up. That's crazy. It is so cold and rainy today. It's crazy. I just finished listening to The Housemaid and literally the ending, oh my gosh, it literally was like, oh my gosh, it's happening all over again. Now I know that there is a second book to The Housemaid. I think it's called The Housemaid's Secret or something. It's not really what I expected at all. I didn't expect it to end like that at all. So now I'm like, I need to get the next book. I do kind of feel stupid that I listened to it on audiobook and I have the book. I literally have it right here, but I listened to the whole audiobook and now I'm like, I could have saved some money. But yeah, I'm gonna think about the ratings I want for all these books. Some may have changed, so I will let you know once I am home from work. So if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and happy Halloween. It's literally the night before Halloween, and I'm rushing to edit all this, so I hope the video turns out okay. So anyways, we are going to talk about the 3 thrillers I read this week. These are the first thrillers I've ever read. The Silent Patient being first, The House Across the Lake being second, and The Housemaid being the third thriller of this week. Oh my gosh, this was such a cool experience because I've never read thrillers, so I was really nervous going into it because it was a way different genre than I'm used to. I'm usually reading YA romance. That was kind of my niche. That's where I liked it. It was cozy and comfortable. I really do enjoy thrillers. I love true crime and crime cases. I love watching police interrogations, things like that. I find it really interesting, so I'm not surprised that I enjoyed these, but also I am kind of surprised because I thought kind of book-wise it would probably be boring, but honestly, I really do like it, and I will definitely be reading more of them. I'm sad I only got to 3 this week. I really wanted to fit in The Last Word by Taylor Adams, but I just didn't get the chance to, and I really wanted to upload this on Halloween. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to talk about the reviews and what I thought and ratings of these 3 books. So first, let me start out with The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelet. I'm so sorry, I cannot pronounce the last name. This book was so good. It had me hooked from the start. There really wasn't any slow moments, honestly. Like, it was entertaining the whole way through. I was constantly trying to figure out who did it and why, because I was questioning from the beginning, did Alicia, the wife, did she really do it? Did she really? And the ending was so good. It was so amazingly written. Obviously, like I've said, 5 stars, absolutely love this book. I've been thinking about this book for days now since I've read it, and I've already been recommending it to people. Oh, it was so good. So the next book I read was The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I chose this one because Haley family enjoyed this book, and I think either people really love it or really hate it. I kind of was reading the Goodreads reviews afterwards, and a lot of people had the same thoughts as I did, to be honest. At first I was like, wow, there's a plot twist, and there was a plot twist. I was very shocked, but I did not like the way it was explained. I just don't think I really liked reading that kind of thriller. Like, I don't know, you'd have to read it, and if you've read it, I think you know what I'm talking about. So honestly, this is a 2.5. A 3-star rating for me is, I would still recommend it to people. But honestly, this book, I don't know if I'd recommend it to anybody, to be honest with you. And so far, like I said before, I'm turned off from this author. I don't think I'd be picking up any more of their books. But if there are books that they have written that aren't really like this, please let me know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. And the last book I read, or, well, listened to really, was The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. And the more I think about this book, the more I really enjoyed this book. Like, there was really no, spots where I felt like it was going slow. I wasn't bored. I was constantly on my toes trying to think, what's going on? What is the situation? Who is responsible for this? And when I'm thinking about it, I do think this book was really creepy. I think if you were in the right spot, like in your room, lights off, candles are going, I think I would get scared because there were parts in this book towards the end where it got a little creepy. Honestly, I don't know if I enjoyed it more than The Silent Patient or not. Honestly, I really think I would also give this a 5 stars because I really did like this book and I love the writing. It was really easy. I don't have anything negative about it to say. Like, honestly, I loved the ending. The ending was so cool to me, and it was a really cool like way to start off the next book, which I am really excited to read or probably listen to now. But I love this, and if you are starting to get into thrillers, I really recommend these two. They're both very different from each other, but the same, if that makes sense. Anyways, that was the end of this reading vlog. I really hope you guys liked it, and let me know if let me know if you've read any of these books and tell me your thoughts. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and this is my first time really reading thriller books. This is the first time of me making a video kind of like this, so I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more from me, just let me know in the comments. And happy Halloween, and I will see you next time. Bye!